Hello, guys. Welcome back. So, excuse me if I look a little bit ragged. I've been doing a lot of work today. I did two meditations for you guys. Scotty had asked for one last night. We got that done. And then Thor asked for one today, and that just flowed. And I got an idea. I actually had to step back from that energy. I think Odin was being generous. I got an idea. I could have like banged out a bunch more, but I said because Freya was, next in line. Hopefully, she was like, and we did the initial groundwork to look at stuff. That's the initial step. It can take weeks or months after that initial step before we find the secret sauce and it finally flows. I think Scotty asked like last year about something, so it can take a while. It's not, sometimes the gods think I just sit down and it just flows. It doesn't. They watched me try to film the video tonight after doing that much work today. Plus, maintaining stuff around the house. Worked on building a new altar for Thor and took Thor shopping. And we've agreed that, for now, I'm not going to keep throwing money at this altar. We may do with a lot of stuff we have that means more to Thor and means something to me, but is it going to look like a quote unquote official heathen altar to Thor? No, it's not. But he already has, stuff in areas he's been content with. Um, I said, would you like a horn? And I've worked with him for over a decade at this point, but he's stepping forward in my life, which is part of the reason the other gods fed. And I'm getting, yep. He said yes, he would. And we had to agree on a size. And I got the big brother lecture of, no, sissy, you're not getting that 2-liter horn from me. You're getting it for you. And I can see in your mind, I can see this bottle of Coke is what I can see, sissy. I'm like, yeah. He's like, no, no, no. And so, we got down to, he talked me down to what he thinks will be a suitable size, which is the 30-ounce one. It's 1,000 milliliter. It's 30-ounce horn. It's about 5 times the size of the horns I got for Loki and Odin. And I don't know if every heathen does this, but from what I've seen, it's considered bad form if you're, at least if you're practicing on your own and you get a horn and you like take one sip and then you're like pouring out like the vast majority to the gods because they know the difference between a generous offering that you were just caught up in your heart and I don't want any more of this. That's the thing. There's a difference between I don't feel like eating the rest of this pizza and offering it to the gods or, whatever. And, I love you. I would really love to have the rest of this, but here you may have it. And, some people in their practice, what I do anyways is offer up the food and then, I consume it. I live in an area with a lot of wild animals, including black bears, so I don't exactly want to be leaving food out anymore, and we know things are going around, so, why tempt fate? So, like I've said, I don't have a private place to do practice, anything else. So we've agreed that, a 30-ounce horn is big enough for Loki to be amused with, because, Loki, of course, is going to be in everything that comes in the house, so is Odin. And it's big enough to have appeared on the Vikings TV show, apparently, the Grimfrost version, not this one. They showed you. It's the Grimfrost XL is what it would be, the first extra large. It would be that size. So if you go to Grimfrost and you look at that, that's what a 1,000 milliliter or 30-ounce horn's going to look like. I mean, they all look different. It might be a super wide horn and be like really stout, or it might be like a really thin, really long horn. You never know. And Odin said, come in today. And at first I was going to write a 1-star review because there was stuff stuck inside of it. And then I realized that was newspaper. And then I realized what the words on it were. And I was like, there was no way they could have known. I just ordered a horn. I didn't say I'm ordering this because I'm pagan or anything else. It was just shipped from an Amazon warehouse, and I'm like, I can't even be mad at this. I should be mad that there's newspaper stuck to the inside of this horn under the coating, but can't even be mad at it because of what it says. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? I can't be mad about it. So that will be our third and final horn I got that you know of. And look, he wants to borrow it at least once to see how many jelly beans he can fit into it. It's his new current obsession. How much would fit into it? If we could get one and we could find something to put in it that Loki would enjoy and would stay fresh, Loki would be more than welcome to have like a 3 or 4 or 5 liter horn. Apparently 5 liter horns exist. Can you imagine Loki with that, with filled with basically sugar candy? He'd probably gain new abilities if you fed him that much sugar. That would be a lot. Please don't feed him that much. And so, we're getting the new horn. And Thor got a new altar, and Loki's just excited. Loki likes change. Loki likes the all heathen household. It feels like the energy in the house is a lot looser because they all literally have a lot more room. They're not sharing with anyone. Anything that was left behind has already been, appropriated by a Norse god or two. Some stuff is like it's meant for, say, Thor, but maybe Odin gets a share in it because they both get bears, for example, or whatever. They're okay sharing with each other. They're usually okay with sharing with each other. Don't If you have the room, don't just lump them all in one tiny space and go good enough for you. Yeah. But sometimes you don't have room and you have to have one set altar. I know that, been there, done that. But if you have the room, try to give everybody at least a little space. The ones you work with, you don't have to. Anyone telling you you have to give room to every single Norse god in existence doesn't know what they're talking about, because you'd have to live in a mansion because you'd keep finding this obscure god and this obscure goddess, and you'd hear 20 people discussing whether or not these two are just different names for someone or whatever. But you would go nuts. You would have to live in a mansion to have a different altar room for each one. You don't have to work with a god or goddess if they don't call to you, if their story doesn't speak to you. If you've tried working together and you don't get along particularly well, you don't have to work with them. That said, I'm very suspicious of people that don't work with Odin. I go, oh yeah. I like the old man, and I hated him to death when he first showed up. And you guys have been with the channel know that I hated him. I hated him so much, but now he's my best buddy, just like Loki and Thor are. And I trust him with my life, which, with the All Father, it might be a one-way ticket to wherever he decides to send me to, but I do trust him. He laughed her back here. But yeah, overall the guys are good. That horn comes in Monday. And that is it. I told them, I said, we weren't even going to get this, but I told the patrons first. We weren't even going to get it. I was like, I know I've been spending, a lot of money, but it's been a decade in coming on these things. It wasn't like I just decided, hey, I bet if I go buy a bunch of stuff, I'll get a ton of views. I didn't do it for that. I decided that, it was just time. It was just time with how crazy the world is and everything. I'm not seeing an end of the world or anything like that. I'm not hearing Fimbulwinter coming up, but I was like, you know what? It's time. These are the gods that are taking care of me. These have always been the gods. I just had like a aha moment today because I had Freya and Jord on the island in VR, because I also did VR temple duties today. And this boar just came out of nowhere, walked over to me and needed all the scritchies. And as he stepped into the light, he looked golden. So it was like them putting the Vanir bit in there too. So I have plenty of gods to work with. I'm not going to run out of gods to work with. And now that there's no competition, they're a lot more cordial. It's not run in, grab something and run away. It's like, hey, we want to work with you too. So everything's going, pretty good as can be expected. And a 30-ounce horn is going to be a lot of a lot. We agreed it's going to have to be something that I can finish in a reasonable amount of time. Thor doesn't expect me to chug this thing and give myself a massive headache or make myself sick, but um, within a set amount of time. I didn't buy a stand. I really should have, but we all agreed I'm going to figure out a way to prop this sucker up without a stand as long as possible, because sometimes the stands cost almost much as or more than the horn. So we agreed that I would, get it. And let's admit it, you guys know that if it's filled with something tastes really good, 15 ounces of that horn are going to be gone pretty quickly. It's not going to be a problem. I can put away a 2 liter if you gave me free license. That would be all I would drink. I'd be 10 times the size I am now. I haven't had soda in over a month, I think, at this point. But yeah, if you gave me a 2 liter, it takes me a while to get acclimated back, but then it would be it would be, yeah, that 2 liter would be gone in a couple hours. So a 30-ounce horn isn't going to be hard work. It's not. I can, I drink cups of coffee and I drink cups of tea all day. I'm sure if you added that up, it would be quite a bit. Well, that's like 10 ounces between the two, or whatever these are. I've never measured them. So, I do that multiple times a day. So, yeah, we're going to be able to drain this horn. But, we're all good. Thor's going to get his horn. We got the groceries in. I did work on the temples and put them all in a more Nordic theme, and they're a lot more relaxed. And Thor's happy because he has a little hall and then he has a bigger hall. And Odin has the same thing, and Loki has like 3 halls. Njord has one, Freya and Freya have a smaller one, and then I don't even know who the rest go to. I'm kind of tired out of it because we've been working hard today. But if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.